There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Some people here as well and online. I see there's quite a lot of people. This morning I'm alone. Jada is, unfortunately, she's not online, but her account is online. Think about that. So if you haven't checked in, please check in if you would like to. So just let me know. But moving forward, let's get into today's topic. That's the first part. There we go. Morning, morning. All right. Welcome. My name is Eben. This is part of the Hik-League. Today we've got a very special course, something that I'm very excited about. There's a lot of changes in it. So this is HikPartner Pro. For reference, if the PPT does get stuck, my apologies. It's pretty big. Not a lot of videos, but I will try to make it very small and easy to use. So first of all, what is HikPartner Pro? HikPartner Pro helps you to be able to manage all your Hikvision devices as an installer, maybe an SI or maybe an ND or DPP. So there's different categories where you can make use of it. This is not for your client. This is not for the end user. This is for you as an installation company. So the nice thing is, and I'm going to move a little bit away from the camera for 2 seconds for the guys that are here, people that want to show up. Where once you share this with your customer, it shows that you as a business are way more advanced than what you make it look like you're big, but actually you're just co-branding with Hikvision. So, but you're using our resources environment. So we'll get into it. And as obviously a reseller from an ND to a DPP. So reseller gives you a lot of different benefits as well, discount rates, and there's so much more. So we're going to go into those different categories. But just to look at the topology of this, go. It's not going. Try again. Still not going. And it's now buffering on me. Yeah, buffering. Give it a minute. Using my laptop with the best resources here. There we go. All right. On there. Okay. So from a topology point of view, as the working principle of this. So first thing is, when we look at it, we've got our 3 categories here. Those 3 categories is focused on the fact that, how can I say, our key features, what is available at the moment and what's coming soon. So from the first part is the marketing aspect. So the app allows us from a marketing point of view to share information to you as an installer very quickly. We do the co-branding, like I mentioned now, already available. Different events and shows and training sessions. So whatever the situation might be. We also have the capability of doing quotes as well as e-coupons. We can calculate different devices and what their storage capacity needs to be. And then obviously we've got the maintenance aspect, the service part of it, where we can do firmware upgrade. I just spoken to someone this morning mentioning about the RMA point of view. So this means that if you have done your part from RMA as your product, maybe something is not right, maybe something happened to the device, and these things happen. Everything is electronic. Things go wrong sometimes. So this gives you the capability to see where about the item is and how long it's going to take to replace. And then we obviously have firmware, which is a sensitive one. We'll get into the chatbot, which is also pretty nice. It's an AI bot to help you, to guide you, very easy step. And then obviously device management. There's so much more that we can get into, that we'll get into as well. The tools we'll get into. So there's a lot of features. But starting off, first of all, go to the next slide. Let's just go to the next. We will wait patiently. Okay, maybe we shouldn't wait. Fun resources. Okay. Anytime soon. It's definitely on a weekend, eh? Definitely on a weekend. Okay, let's try now. Still not. This is going to be so much fun, and I did shrink the PPT to internet quality, so using less reads, but I think my system is running out of resources here. I think I'm running onto the threshold. Let's try this button here, maybe. Still not. Okay. These things happen. Definitely buffering on me. Oh man, there we go. Congratulations. Another slide. Come on. All right. So while it hopefully goes to the next slide. So we're going to get into exploring a little bit more about on the app. So the actual explore button. Thank goodness. So first of all, the nice thing is I think the video format of this would have been a little bit better than the presentation. But to show you in live action. So in the open page itself, once you log in, then you have the explore button. The explore button has these main features. From the feed, giving you basic information, to maybe the tech zone. So the tech zone will help you to teach you about new changes, maybe how to add a camera to an NVR or whatever the situation might be. Then we also have the event to show you what events are up and coming, and case studies to show you that we've done this before. So for the guys online as well, that will be these buttons itself under Explore. So that's the Explore one. So these buttons. So very helpful, very easy to make use of. Moving forward, hopefully. There we go. So in that Explore, there's a lot more detail. So especially for events. So if there's another one you'll see on the app currently now, there is an event for the next training session for Hik-League. This is my department to share knowledge as easy as possible. So we do this every Friday or so, or second Friday, whenever we get the opportunity. And then once you enroll for that, you can register for that event. And the nice thing is when you are doing these type of things, you build up extra points. And we'll get into that point aspect itself. So this gives you the capability of getting those rewards when you do that. You can also share this with somebody. You can even share products with somebody. So this is a cool feature. And again, for whatever you're doing on the app, you're generating points. And there's a very key point about that point. So the nice thing is you can find that model. With somebody saying, this is the camera. So especially for those guys online, so very easy, just the share button, and then obviously the normal shortcuts of all the sharing that's available, depends on your mobile device. But imagine now if you have a site and you need a specific camera, and you speak to your Hikvision representative where you are purchasing your cameras from, you can just share that with that person on the WhatsApp and they will say, oh, this model, yeah. That's simple. There's even a QR code to scan, which is also nice. Also take note, if you have a shop, maybe you're a little small shop that resells Hikvision cameras, my recommendation is share those cameras that you are selling to maybe another staff member in your office building, whatever the case is, in your staff, and then take that QR code and maybe print the QR code and then stick it right next to the camera. So if you have clients coming to your show, a room or your little shop, and they want to look at this camera, they can just scan the QR code and we'll give them all the specs. That's a cool feature. It's the thing moving forward. If it goes to the next. Great stuff. It's stuck somewhere between here and nowhere. Okay. Try to click on it. Nope. Doesn't allow us to. Run in the sun. Come on. I know you want to. There we go. All right. So the nice thing is also we can go to the products. So in the products, these are all the Hikvision products that we offer in South Africa. So there's differences when it comes to our website. You've got the EN website, and then you've got the Africa website. Africa website will show everything that we keep stock of in this country. But the HikPartner Pro app will show everything again, also what we keep stock of in South Africa. It might not be that your Hikvision representative Indy or wherever you are purchasing your stock from will have stock, but they can communicate with Hikvision and they can also special order. But the nice part is that you have this button here for either one camera versus another. Quote. I need to advise you also, you need to have completed your process on the account. Once you've completed your process, you need to be able to pay that license and get that connection. You don't pay, but if you want more benefits, you need to pay. It's a very small amount, and we'll get to that. Once you do that, then you have that option for quote. Otherwise, yours will just show versus at this moment. So there is a process to go through there. But the nice thing is I can then go, but you, just a quick tip, don't go into the camera and then click verse, click the model, and on the outside, you'll click the plus little icon there. Once you click the icon, it will put it into the top section, and then you can go up. It's more about you need to play with the app to get more familiar with the button. No, it's not silly. Because if you do open up the page, and I don't want to go back, but if you do open up the page, I'll show you the camera, and show you verse button. My recommendations on the outside. But anyway, so there's some teething issues here and there. Nothing in life is perfect. And then for the quote side, which is perfect. So from the comparison side, so this is the comparison to show you the differences between it. What's the length differences, as well as all the other information. But on the quote side, it's pretty cool. I do have a quote, however, and I can definitely share it. I shouldn't open it, but I'm going to try to open it. But on my quote I did yesterday, just to test, and again, you can change the pricing. I have to announce as well that if you are watching this and you're from Zim, we don't have a currency option there for Zim due to the fact that the numbers are too big and we can't fit them all. It's what I just say. Sorry. Moving forward, but I can't show you the quote now for whatever reason, so this doesn't want to go for it. But it allows you to add in your pricing. From your installation price, you can also add your accessories. So whatever your odds and bits, your drill bits, and all small little things that you're purchasing, you can highlight that as well as pricing. So there's different options. And you can add your VAT, and you can put in what is the VAT. So obviously, you know it's now 15%. You put there 15%, it will calculate. So mine's under ZAR for South African Rand. So if you look at the Rand part itself, it shows you. But this is a nice feature. And then you can export this or share it with your client. I mean, from any business point of view, if you're a small installing company, this is brilliant. Because now, instead of you paying for high-end software to make invoices or have to work with Excel and Word, I mean, if you're an installer, you don't work with Excel and Word every day. I mean, it's kind of silly, isn't it? There we go. That has open. Then let me try and see if I can find mine here, just to show a better example of how that would look like, because the image does not work that great. And we've got the time. Okay, it's not going to be. All right. But we'll circle back to that. Let's just try and see if we can move on with the PPT. Fun times, definitely fun. So for this quote section, you don't have to pay for, so that makes life a little bit easier. Trying to do multiple things here, but just yeah. That's what I wanted to show, but it doesn't want to open. So you can put in your client's details. So obviously it's going to show your registered account information. So that means your company name, your contact number, etc., etc. So it's opening. But when it comes to your selection, it's up to you. You can also add an image. I try to do mine, but I have to pay for co-branding imaging on my account, which I'm not going to do. There we go. Something that's working. Open. Come on. Do you want to? Here we go. Too big. So mine's called Think Fuck the Unicorns. It doesn't want to open up the entire picture. For whatever reason, this computer is just so much fun. this moment in your life. There we go. Go bigger. There we go. So I put in the name of the company. So mine is Pink Fluffy Unicorns. I like unicorns for a technical reason. It will give in the information. It opens correctly. Yeah. So there's the quote number itself. So it's isolated. So for bookkeeping, it helps you a lot as well, especially for small businesses, but very professional. So your logo of your company would be here. Your information of your company itself, everything will be in. Then the camera, and you can see there's the pricing itself. I went and added all little odds and bits itself, my extra cost, and then added my VAT. This is just the example. It's not the real thing, but just the example. And then this is what your client will get. And I would give a note there. I love cupcakes. So, but you can put your own notes for the client. And again, this is valid for 90 days or 60 days or a week or 2 weeks. There's a lot. But I mean, you can go put it, you don't have to pay anything extra. You have to pay for the co-branding for your logo of your company, but that's about it. So it's a very easy, user-friendly way to make use of it. I'm trying to, again, move on with it. So it's a fun part, and mine was exported with PDF, so I just selected the camera, gave it a price. You give it a price. So you obviously know what you're buying the camera for. So if you want to put it up for 3,000, you put it up for 3,000. If you want to put it up for 4,000, I just use the example there. So don't think that that's what we're selling it for. That's not what we do. It's the FYI. This PPT really does not like me today. Really dislikes me. Hopefully we can go to the next page. Just give it a second to quickly load. Oh, this is the worst PPT ever. All right, but anyway, but the best information ever. So on the toolkit is even better. So that will be this option here at the bottom section, that tool option. So that tool option gives you all these tools. This means that you can do bandwidth configuration. You can do, and we'll get into the batch configuration. Don't want to actually highlight that too much. Also the batch firmware upgrade, we will highlight that as well. But I mean, you've got storage calculator there, bandwidth calculator. You've got all these tools in there that you can make use of. And I honestly telling you that if you go through it, it really is amazing. All right, moving on. Moving on. Okay. Let's just see if it's going to go there. Yeah. Come on. Fun. Lots of fun. Okay, it's definitely not moving. Let's try again, one more click and see if it's going to, it did. Okay, now we're in the co-branding side. So co-branding is very unique. Unfortunately, you have to pay for that. It's a 500 and something odd rand for a year for having your logo on the app itself. But I want to really illustrate more information for the companies out there. I had a discussion yesterday, and in theory, there's a lot more that we can do from a business aspect. And again, please take this with a pinch of salt. Again, this is brand new, so we have to work it. So the co-branding for the logo on your Hik Connect is already there. So I know it sounds confusing, but you have HikPartner Pro, you're the installer. Once you're done configuring your system, then you need to share a link with your client to download Hik Connect, right? And then put it onto their mobile phone. And when they download it, instead of having the Hik Connect logo there, when they open up the app, it's your company logo with your information. So that's pretty cool. So not just on the quotations, but also when the client opens up the app, it's your logo that shows it, not ours. That's co-branding. So that's what you pay for, that extra. So from your invoice to, or that you're sending out your quote for your client to etc. But also this one down here, meaning that we can do, not now, but there is NVR and DVR for cloud, but for just physical devices, NVR at this moment. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the K and the Q series of NVR. But imagine our client turns on their, no problem. So when it comes to, I don't know what that was about, but when it comes to that information on your NVR, when it wakes up, the first logo, it's Hik-League, will be changed to your company logo. The second part of it itself is it will also highlight the logo per channel on the NVR. I mean, that's taking your small business now, and when anybody sell it. That's pretty brilliant, isn't it? So from a co-branding point of view, it's definitely something that you can go into. But like I said, for now, depends on the version. Take a bit of salt. Yesterday I had a look at it. It's only on the K and Q series at this moment, but it's definitely something on co-branding that we would like to achieve a bit more. But I think that's pretty cool. It makes your business look, but you're a small company. So pretty cool. I like it. Okay. So there is ways, and there's two different ways that you can get into it. If you go to the tool option, there's a co-branding button, or if you go to your personal settings, you'll see there's a co-branding option as well there. Moving on, if it opens, move on. Another one that's on its way is SMB solution. That's for your small to medium business solution. This allows you in future to be able to connect with your customers for specific sites, especially if you're on the DPP side or ND side itself. So you can create different solutions for those packages through the app, making it very easy. So it's a one-step solution build guide. There's a lot of different, an easy way to set up and manage. So there's quite a bit of features coming in there. So it's definitely something I would rather highlight separately in future. That's why I'm just letting you know that it's coming soon. It's really for anybody in that space. It's going to be amazing. Moving on, the next one is for the store maps and etc. So in the store maps, so there's the co-branding. I'm just trying to see where's the co-branding button. I saw it just now. Sorry, my eyesight is not that great. Is it there? Oh, there we go. Oh, thanks. So co-branding is there. So I was in the right spot. And then now we have store maps. So store maps gives you the option, if you click on it, shows you where all the stores are where you can buy Hikvision equipment. So now instead of you trying to Google, and Google's not always 100% right, it tells you can go there and you can go and buy something, and then when you get there, they don't have stock. So it's pointless, isn't it? Easy. No. It will already show. It should show under the tool. 1 second. I checked yesterday on mine. Mine was working fine, and I saw a lot of our NDs already on it. Let me just close mine, co-branding. So that's going to be under tools, and you'll find it there. If you don't have that button, just have a look. It might be version update that's needed as required. I just want to double check on mine. No, I don't see a version on mine indicating there could be a problem about. So I'm on version 2.14. And is your under settings, is it showing that you're got a green tick next to your name on your profile that you've been approved, or is your account not completed? Yeah, maybe just have a look at your accounts, guys. So could be maybe the reason. All right, but to let you know that the option is there, which is pretty cool. So it will show you, and you can click navigate. It takes you directly to that where you need to purchase it, which is just pretty cool, I think. So very nice little feature in there. Let's move on to the next page. There we go. So then we get into the point system, right? So this is pretty cool. This means that it will show you and highlight you how many credit points do you have that you've earned, and you can redeem this for gifts or different things. So one of those things is this. I'm just going to show the camera first. This little baby here. I think the wording should be right. Okay? You can see. Okay. So you'll also notice that it is in there. There's it. So this little tool is pretty cool. I don't want to open up mine, but you know what? I actually can open up mine now because I showed it on the video, isn't it? So I open up mine. Let's plug it in. So the coolest part is that it's got a network port. So some guys will be familiar. This is the new version. So there we go, Hikvision. So it's got a network port and it's got a Type-C port because now iPhones are also using Type-C. So there's no charging point for iPhone, so sorry. But there is, however, just a normal port. So all you have to do is take your mobile phone, plug it into your mobile phone, and then it will start flashing. Oh, wait, let me just highlight the flashing part of it. 1 second. It will flash you that there's communication. All you have to do now is plug in your LAN cable straight to your switch. And you can use the SADP tool to whatever. No laptop needed. Just a single cable. So there are, and I was told don't mention it, but there are places where you buy your Hikvision stock. They do have it. It is, I don't know what the cost of it is, but you can also redeem it. Some companies, I don't want to mention because then it says I'm your favorite. Some companies are doing this. If you buy a smart managed switch, it comes with one of those. I'm like, that's perfect, isn't it? I mean, that's so worth it. So it's a cool little device. It's not any other normal type of cable, so you can't use other type. These are specially designed for HikPartner Pro. It's special. So you can use other ones, but they don't do the same effect. But anyway, moving forward. So you can generate, so if you daily check in, if you add devices, you get points. If you refer, if you do versus. I mean, the more you play with that app and every interaction that you do with it, the more points you generate. But if you don't get points, it means that your account does not have that green shield in front of it, meaning that you've not been authorized because maybe you still short your VAT number or your website for your company. The reason why we do that is because it's co-branding, meaning that you're a Hikvision partner. And we see you and validate you as a Hikvision partner, meaning that we don't want fly-by-night. We don't want people just to create accounts and then they just fit and use all the benefits. And then the actual guys that do the real trustworthy work, they don't benefit. That's not nice. So this is our way to separate the industry from the fly-by-nights, and no offense to anybody, like, normal ways, Bucky Brigade, but this means are you a qualified business and etc. So there's a lot. And you can redeem it for cameras, jerseys, jackets, vouchers, and so much more you can go into it, which is pretty cool. You have to use the app if you're a CCTV installer every day. So, pretty cool. So after a while, it becomes a little bit more. And who knows, maybe somebody can win 10,000 points today. Who knows? Stay tuned. Moving forward. Come on. So e-coupon is something new. It's coming soon. This means that if you are purchasing your stock through the app itself towards one of a reseller, you can also generate a coupon to get discounts. So this will help a lot of people. So it's almost like, and I want to use another example, like Uber. The more you order Uber vehicle to pick you up, drop you off, pick you up, drop you off, the more you build up some extra points. And then one day you can redeem that and get discount. Instead of paying now 300 Rand for your Uber ride, you're only paying 100 Rand because you get 200 Rand off. So it comes down to the same principle. The more you use and the more you carry on, the more you can get discount and use that coupon to, whatever you want to. Uber is not the best example, but similar design, because Uber just said, oh, today we're going to give you discount, but I want to use it next week, when money is more. Anyway, so it's a cool feature. All right, and then from an installation point of view for businesses, the SADP tool is one of those amazing tools, and you can do different ways that you can have access to the devices. You can either scan a QR code, you can use an actual address, or you can do different ways, or the tool like I just showed now, this little cable tool itself. So there's multiple different ways. These are the devices that can communicate with this SADP tool. So from your network cameras to thermal cameras to NVRs, access control, video intercom, routers as well, pretty cool, IP speakers and so on. So a very amazing tool to have as the SADP tool. So it's built into the mobile section. So there's different ways that we can deal with this. But then from a remote managed point of view, you can see the topology of the network of that site. If you have a smart managed switch, which is just brilliant. And please have a look at the price difference between an unmanaged and a manageable switch. And please take note that Hikvision CCTV switches are not the same as network switches. They're designed for surveillance, not for just data network. Right, so there is a little bit of a difference there because there's some extra features like watchdog, isolation zones, and surge protection built in, and etc. But moving on, you can also set up your alarm rules remotely. So maybe you've got a client that keeps on getting false alarms at nighttime. Then if you pick up where the problem is, you can adjust it through your mobile phone, which is brilliant. You can do playback, so you can see where the problems were. You can look at the log itself and the remote issues from that smart managed switch, showing you which ports are active and which ones are it's plugged in, but it's not on kind of port. So there's different ways that you can make use of it. These tools and the maintenance are available. There's some that are available to everyone. Others you have to purchase extra features. Unfortunately, that's what you pay for, right? Just letting you know that that is available, already available. I use mine quite often. And then for remote upgrade, here comes the sensitive part. Whoops. We forget about it. No, I'm joking. Let's try and see if we can go back to it. My bad. Okay. So remote upgrade. Please take note that this is not something that South Africa market is really recommending strongly. This means that you need to make sure that your environment is well secure. So in the event that my phone is connected to a site across the road here, right? And if I'm on my phone and I try to do a firmware upgrade, if the power goes out across the road, and I'm busy doing a firmware upgrade of that device, you can use that device now as a Christmas decoration. Because if it gets interrupted, it's pointless, isn't it? Yeah. That's the first aspect. Second aspect, maybe my mobile network goes down. Maybe I didn't double check. Maybe I ran out of data. So a lot of things can go wrong. So please take this with a very big caution. It's a brilliant feature. It's a very user-friendly, but you have to have the infrastructure ready for it. All right. So the same goes with batch configuration. Also same scenario. It helps, but again, make sure of your environment. But this is for remote upgrade and batch remote upgrade. My recommendation is before you do that, do your homework. If you're on site and you've got your phone and your phone is connected to the new cable, and your phone is charged, don't start with 10%. Your phone, then you can do a firmware upgrade for the physical cable, because now there's no internet involved. Your phone is not going to die, most probably, hopefully not. Maybe if you have issues with your phone, then maybe re-look at that as well. These things happen. But as long as you're aware of those type of things, there's nothing I can do about that. Right. Moving on. Then from employment management, go. Getting there. It's a very, very bad PPT today. Very bad PPT today. Let's try to go again. All right. It's definitely loading. It's a matter of time. Still not going. Somebody says the NVR in the background is a new hard drive. I know. My apologies. It's in the back there. It's for testing. It doesn't even have a hard drive in. There's a few suitcases. So my apologies. I don't know why it's still stuck, but it's getting there, hopefully. I'm still waiting for it to go, but okay. Well, hopefully it eventually gets there. There's also employee page itself for employment management. This means that HR can then use time and attendance. So on your phone, you can use that to be able to manage all the different places and sites and check-ins and check-outs. So you can share this with your staff members on their HikConnect app, and they can check in on HikConnect Teams. So this means that you can check in with the location, make sure that everything is, on it. So a nice little feature that's in there. For whatever reason, this is really not working today. Well, so I think I might have to just close this PPT and try and reopen it. So my apologies. Let's see if we can do that. Let it crash and get it over with. Because it's really frustrating. Okay, now you want to go. Okay, you see, it's like when you type in your password and it doesn't take your password. You make like you're from Cape Town and you pull out a knife and then you start typing the password in with a knife and the computer will accept it. So giving you that capability, right? So come on, don't do this to me. Why is this doing this to me? Okay, so my apologies. There we go. So this gives you the capability, obviously, as staff, so you can get that log itself of where they check in and check out up to 90 days. So this is a nice feature in HikPartner Pro. So it's definitely something for any small business or small teams to check. So especially when you are trying to do time and attendance for smaller environments, smaller business, definitely ask them to check in and give you the location. It gives you that information. So definitely go through that. Let's see if we can go to the next page. Yes, we can. So you can also share that information. If you do have active control devices, it will show you when they went in, when they went out, etc. So it gives you the whole dashboard for that application. And then obviously for you to manage that in that environment. Right. We're going to move on because we're running out of time a little bit. So it's pretty basic. And I definitely feel that anybody that's more interested in it can dive into it. Then from a health monitoring point of view, this is brilliant. So not just alarm systems, but all sorts of other things. Maybe there, like somebody just mentioned earlier, hard drive failure. So this means that in the sense, and we'll get into that page just now, when you set up your client site, then you do a handover. You should not have your client's cameras or alarm system or anything on your HikConnect app. That's not a possibility. And FYI, if you are using HikPartner Pro, use different login details for your HikConnect app, because if we see that the account information is the same, we will block any visualized point for HikConnect because we see you as an installer. You're not supposed to. Right. But like for my house, I've got my own camera, my own alarm system. So I had to create a separate account, different email, different contact number, etc., etc. For that one, but just FYI for the business people out there. But this is nice. So if your client's camera goes offline and the client provides you permission, then you'll get the notification that the camera is offline. You can contact the client and ask, do we send out a technician or not? Maybe I can restart that port, etc., etc. So very nice feature from a business aspect point of view. Let's see if we can go on. Moving on. Here we go. So in that health, you can pull out all that information. You can go onto it. You can restart anything that if it's needed. Maybe you can, like if it's a smart managed switch, you can reboot the entire switch or just the isolated port. And you can also pull the report and give that stat to the client. So maybe the client has a power issue on their site. Then you can show them a report that the cameras are more offline than online. Nice feature. Great. Right. Okay. From an alarm point of view, going. So arm response arc also sometimes a problem. So just letting you know that the HikPartner Pro app has you covered there. So from your device itself to the HikPartner Pro, Then we also offer you either to professional site or cloud opportunity, and that can go to your art company and back from the art to the cloud. So there's multiple different ways. This means that if you are using any third-party software, we can integrate with that as well. So as an example, depends on the environment. We do have the privacy certifications for that. So it's easy deployment. It's got AI built into it. We've got the certification and trustworthiness of that information that we are sharing. Very nice, easy way to do that. So there is a little checklist itself, but we're going to skip that. We're just going to tell you that there are different softwares itself that you can deal with. So adding goes, okay, it's not going to go, but there is a workflow towards that. So definitely have a look at that. Give it a second. There we go. So first of all, you can go and manage that information for that art, for that site, meaning that you can see all the devices, see the map of the device that's been loaded, and the contact information of that client. You can also then thereafter focus on the key points itself for those devices itself. You have the capability of maybe customizing information in there, giving more detail, more preferences. You can also do upgrades and etc. from those devices. You can export that information, and then the client can then link also to whichever on-response company in that region that's registered under HikPartner Pro. So it will show the company. So if you install the alarm system and you get to this page and you want to link it to on-response company, then it will show you whatever that on-response company is available. You can also go and set up your own account for that ability. So there are different steps that we can make use of for that. So if you are signing your own company, follow the steps itself. My recommendation is there is a little wizard in the app that you can go through as a guide. There is also a video. If you go to the technical zone, it will show you a video of also guiding you through that. Okay, moving on. We'll speak to your Hik-Vision partner. Moving on, we've dealt with this quite often. There's a lot of other on-response company software, especially in Europe area, or maybe, for example, I don't know, Mexico area, so much more. South Africa is Watch Manager, maybe RDC. We've got FSK, Listener, Olam. There's so many different radio companies and radio providers and software providers, so definitely have a look at that. So there are different options. And then moving forward, for the devices itself, this allows you now to be able to select those devices. You can also go and edit those device information, but not just that, you can also turn it on and off. So there's quite a bit of those sites that you can manage. So when we mention a site, it means it's a specific area, like maybe an office park. And what do you have in that office? Oh, well, we've got perimeter cameras, okay. We have alarm system. We also have, as an example, maybe access control, time and attendance. So there are all these different things that you can make use of, and we forward into a site. And if you have that site itself, you can obviously list all the devices that are in that site that can make use of. So it's a very nice little feature. Moving on from there, chat box. Yama, PPT. You can do it. We're almost at the end. It's still stuck there. Definitely stuck there. Okay, I open up the wrong thing. I tried to open that thing. Let's see, multitasking here. Let's try now. There we go. So then we get into the help desk. So previously, the little help button is now no longer a help button. It's now a little AI robot. Before it was Justin Bieber. So well, I called him Justin Bieber because of the haircut and the microphone, the icon. But now it's an AI bot, so it's changed. So when you click on it, it gives you different options. And this is very powerful for any installer. This allows you to reset the devices there from your phone. This allows you to unbind devices in the same network segment, firmware upgrade. So very easy, click on it. You don't even have to have the cable. You just scan the QR code or the barcode of the device. Once you've done that scanning, it will tell you if there's available firmware upgrade for that device. Brilliant. Online support as well. So there is a support line that you can speak to the bot. There's how-to videos, like I said, that are available under the tech zone. So brilliant feature. Definitely something that most staff at Hik-Vision every day use. most technical, experienced, big, large companies that are very professional also make use of this a lot. So definitely something if you're smaller to make use of. Moving on from there. Come on. Right. So if it is password reset, there is different ways you can do it. We recommend obviously by nearby devices scanning or by LAN cable. So that's by using this. It's the easiest way. You just plug that in. Once you plug it in, you're in the same network. We understand that you're at the device, so there's no need to ask Hik-Vision for permission or send an email with that other file. So very easy steps. Definitely nice way to go through that guide. And like I said, there is a video on the tech zone that highlights and shows you that exact same features. So unbinding, again, perfect. If you are using this cable, definitely it's a must for me. I mean, I'm hammering on it, and I don't even know what the value of it. It's not that expensive, I guess. But I mean, honestly, from a technical point of view, work smarter, not harder. Use it. Plug it in. Once you plugged in or in the Wi-Fi network, then you can do unbinding. In our new practical training classes for CCTV, we'll have that in as well as a guide. That will be in the future on the e-learning platform. For the cases itself, this means that if you are battling to unbind a device to a firmware password reset, you can then use this case itself to speak to a Hik-Vision representative. This is available in business working hours, please. Don't try on a Friday at 5:30. Don't be that person, because most guys are on their way to the pub, so don't be that person. All right? But there are steps to follow. It will guide you. You can take a picture of that, and once we have all that information, then we'll allow you to do the unbinding so we can support you if you do get stuck. But I mean, just by having this, you shouldn't get stuck. I've done this over and over and over, and it really works well. So a very nice feature. Moving on. Talk about it. E-learning. Yeah, this is my department. Come on, you can do it. Now, if you want to learn more, there are plenty of courses. So all our courses at this. No, wait, still my turn. Wait, my turn now. See, I'm presenting all the stuff for everybody else, but not my business. This is my business. My business. If you like my business, send an email. Say, hi, we like your business. Okay, moving forward. So there's different courses. We have updated the CCTV course to version 12. We are updating the exam as well, the questions, because some people say the questions are very easy. But there are different ways. So there's a lot of other material in there. I definitely highlight to make sure, definitely want to highlight to make sure that you definitely check different options. Self-paced, very easy to do. You can do self-paced, not impossible. Instructor-led, I also recommend that because then you get to see me or some of the other trainers. I would recommend come and see me. It's fun. So we take a whole day and we have lunch as well. And then we go through instructor-led, but I give you the same material training, but I add a bit more value for you. So I give you a bit more explanation, more depth, and I give you layman's terms, number one. Number two, I also create some new ideas. So some of the guys that are online, maybe you can vouch for that. I've given a lot of business ideas over the last few years to help people to build themselves up. This is my passion. Even I want to share the knowledge that I have to everybody else. Right. There are videos. In the videos, there's also now guides, part of that. There's a quiz. In that quiz, you'll see also it's 5 questions about that. The quizzes are infinity. I also recommend that if you are doing the quiz the first time and you failed that quiz, you do it the second time, you failed that 5-question quiz. You do it the third time, you failed again, then you must ask yourself internally questions in life. I think you reach your limit, isn't it? Maybe you're just running through and go, A. That's not the option. Maybe you need to listen. Maybe you need to learn a little bit more. All right. I'm being honest. I know it's brutal, but it's being honest. You can also go into My Learning. Your certificates will be there. Yeah, your certificates will always be live. You can print it from there. Please don't send me an email saying, hi, Evan, I need my certificate. No. On your system, you have control over that, not me. It's all for you, and I made it very user-friendly and easy. And that's about it. Let's just make sure, and then obviously the app. HikPartner Pro app. So you can also go through the HikPartner Pro app to your account. The same login details you use for HikPartner Pro. It's a one Hik ID, if I'm not mistaken, what they call it. It's the same username password you use for e-learning. There's no difference. All right. If you want to scan it, definitely scan it. And then now I need to do the following. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, definitely join that. Always new information there that Jade is sharing. But now I know that Jade said to me, "Hi Evan, please can you ask a question?" So in the webinars chat, right? You can get up to 10,000 points. So she just posted it there. Yeah, thanks, Jade. Jade, do you maybe have a question? Because questions and me, maybe. She does. Okay. All right. So let me come up with a question, and we'll see the first one that answers this question correctly. It's a very simple yes and no question. Can I do quotations on HikPartner Pro? Okay, we got our first yes. Done. So Jade can see that first one. Everybody went crazy. Yo! It's like online, sorry. So that was the most easiest way to get 2,000 points. So Jade, I'm sure you'll sort out that one from your side. Please, on the email that you get for being part of this online, just send an email to Jade and just, she'll definitely highlight that on her side as well. All right. We also have it on the log, so we can't lose that. Marius. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you very much for joining. I'm just going to pause the recording and then greet the people here. Please stay tuned for the next one. Go onto the HikPartner Pro app and select events. And under events, you'll see the next one. And please, if you have kind words, send them mails. Give me kind words. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Keep well. Bye-bye.